Finally, we have a new Dirt Rally. Let's go check it out. Okay, in-game purchases, laying the foundations there, EA, aren't you? This is not racing. What is it then? Okay, Toyota Yaris WRC, a current one. Ford Puma, current generation. Looks like we've got all the current generation's car. Is there a Hyundai in there, maybe? Well, that's a Hyundai Rally driver. There you go, Hyundai. Okay, so we've got all the WRC cars from this year. Is that Greece? I'm not too sure. Not actual gameplay footage. Looks like Sweden. Okay, more Hyundai. Have we got any classic cars? Have we got Group B? We've got to have Group B, surely. There's plenty of cars in the previous one, so I'm not seeing any classic cars. I hope we've not just got modern WRC cars, because that's what we've got the license for. Okay, what's this? Okay, have we got to buy engines? Have we got to buy stud tyres? EA, don't do that to us. Okay, that looked like that. I recognise that from the previous Dirt Rally Greece stage. Opel, oh, classic cars: Opel Manta, Lancia Delta, Ford Escort Mark II, hey, Subaru Impreza. I had one of them. Lovely Hyundai again. Is that Cali Rovanpera? Okay. Yeah, so graphically it looks alright. Apparently it's based on the Unreal Engine, which, let's face it, everything seems to be on the Unreal Engine. Is that it? Okay, pre-order now and get extra content. So that implies there's lots of content to buy. 3 days early access, 5 VIP passes, get access to additional items. Alright then, okay viewer, what are we to make of that then? So, first question, what are you calling this game? Is it EA Rally to you, or like me, is it Dirt Rally 3.0? Maybe even Colin McRae Rally 29 or something. There's been a lot of games in this series. If you're unfamiliar, a bit of history. This game is by Electronic Arts, EA Sports, EA, whatever it is they call themselves now. But it used to be by Codemasters. Codemasters have been around a long, long time. Early, mid-80s made games for Spectrum, Commodore, Amstrad made console games. They did some absolute bangers in their time. But a few years ago, they got bought out by EA, Electronic Arts. And Electronic Arts got their hands on some pretty valuable commodities. They've got the WRC franchise, and they've also got the F1 franchise. And Codemasters were making games for rallying and Formula 1 for many, many years. Their very first Formula 1 game was that, Grand Prix Simulator. Codemasters, early to mid-80s that's the original Spectrum game. I still play it. They also came up with the first game in this franchise, which was the original Colin McRae Rally. That's the original PC version. I've also got the PlayStation version down there. And I recently did a video playing it through from start to finish on the Championship mode, and then another video for Colin McRae Rally 2.0. The original Colin McRae Rally came out in 1998, so it's 25 years old, this franchise is now, and there has been so many games. I'm just looking at the list now. Colin McRae Rally 2.0, 3, 4, 2005, Colin McRae Dirt, Dirt 2, Dirt 3, that was the first game where they dropped the Colin McRae name after he sadly was killed in a helicopter crash, and the man was a legend. I still call it Colin McRae Rally. So we had Dirt 3, then we had Dirt Showdown, and it was starting to lose its way by this point. It was all gymkhanas and arcadey stuff. I'd lost interest for a while. But then Dirt Rally came out, and that was an absolute banger. It was a return to form. It's more sim racing rather than an arcade game. It's not full-on sim racing, but it's as close as we got. And certainly the WRC franchise on other formats, they were rubbish. I'm so glad that we've got the WRC contract back with EA stroke Codemasters. But we then went back to Dirt 4, then to Dirt Rally 2.0. We had the arcade over here, we had the sim racing over here. So Dirt Rally 2.0 came out, I think it was in 2019, and then we had Dirt 5. And I've got both of those last two games. Never got on with Dirt 5, it's just too arcadey for me. But Dirt Rally 2, still play it to this day with my mates. Banging game, absolutely. Love it to pieces. So I've looked back through the video, and there's a few things that jump out at you. First of all, obviously, big bold letters right at the start of the video, in-game purchases. And that was always going to be the fear, wasn't it? Anything that Electronic Arts touches, they're going to want more money out of us. In-game purchases, loot boxes, that sort of thing. But I temper that with Dirt Rally 2.0 also had in-game purchases. They released content as the game developed. So what you had at the end of the game was very much not what was available at the start of the game. There was only a few tracks available. They brought out more content, more cars, more rallies, and I had the lot. I bought the lot. So it will be a little bit hypocritical of me to complain to EA that they're going to charge us for more content when I went out and happily bought more content for the previous game. But we knew it was coming, didn't we? So in-game purchases, that's one main thing. We've got the WRC cars, which is the thing that was missing from the previous Dirt Rally games. They didn't have the WRC license, so we didn't have the modern cars. We had a lot of cars, but the most modern ones were like GT cars, which nothing to do with rallying really. I've seen that Cali Rovanpera's on the box art for the PlayStation version, I think it is. So they always say that they've had input with these games. How much input, I highly doubt it. But Colin McRae had input with the previous ones, but I'm not too sure how much input the rally drivers have had with this one. It's all the start of the video is all about the WRC cars. Location wise, looks like Greece, looks like Sweden maybe. I've read that there's 18 rallies available on this game, one of which, the Central European Rally, isn't going to be available until later, probably a pay downloadable content possibly. But we've got real-time weather, is that we had that in the previous game. Yeah, we've got rainy conditions, we've got snowy conditions. That's all pretty much to be expected. It's rallying, it's in every condition possible. It's not until, well, around about halfway point it starts showing us bits about the engines and stuff. Now I've seen you can actually build your own rally car. How effective that's going to be, I'm not sure what the parameters are. I'm not sure whether you're given a chassis, a manufacturer, you've got certain constraints. I don't know, and it does say only modern cars. So I'm sure a lot of us here will want to go and build our own Group B rally car, but I don't think that's on the cards at this moment. Quite what we're going to have to buy, not too sure. Do we have to buy tyres additional? Do we have to buy weather conditional? I've got no idea. But it's not until at least halfway through that we start getting into the classic cars, vintage cars, whatever you want to call them. First up is there's a Renault Alpine there. That was in the previous game. We've got an Audi. What else have we got in here then? So there's a Lancia Delta. That's the is it Group A? Group N? I think it's Group A, isn't it? That replaced Group B. Ford Escort Mark II, that is. I mean, those very cars in those very liveries were in the previous game, so that's not exactly new content. The Subaru Impreza, that's the original classic design. I had the Mark II Subaru Impreza, actually original RB5, but that's the original one. That will be the era of Colin McRae, Carlos Sainz. That was in the previous game as well. What else have we got? Nothing. There's not a huge amount that jumps out to me as being very, very new. And then it just closes out by saying that if you pre-order, you get 3 days early access, 5 VIP passes. Now, I'm rounding on that because if you're getting VIP seasons, 5 season VIP access, 3 team livery and apparel packs, that's just smacking of there's going to be an awful lot of content that you can buy afterwards. Bit twitchy about that, quite how much. I don't mind paying for a little bit of extra content, and I love me rallying. I'm sure I'm going to buy it all, but they could tip me upside down and empty my pockets out. They really could here. I just hope they're not planning on doing that. They're going to have to pay for their purchase of Codemasters at some point. How much are they? I'm in fear of what they're going to do to us. I really am. Okay, I'm looking at the press release now that came out with the video, and most of it's pretty standard fare. 25 years video game experience of off-road rallying with the Codemasters team. Yes, that like what I says earlier on, Colin McRae Rally came out in 1998, so that's correct. It is only available for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X as well as PC, so no previous generation. That might not go down well with everyone. I'm happy with that to an extent, because at some point you've got to draw the line and move on to the next gen. I do feel like that with game developers making games for old consoles as well, it's kind of held back the development, so I'm happy with that, and in some ways surprised, because this is EA, remember, and they've got to make their money back for buying Codemasters. You'd have thought they wanted to be on as many formats as possible, but no, they are restricting it to next gen only. Players who pre-order the game will receive 5 VIP rally passes, so we are expecting a lot of in-game content to be purchasable, I am sure. Now, the game's new engine has enabled us to push Rally to the edge of what's deemed possible, and the additional features include builder and moments. So we can customize the game to a certain extent. Like I said earlier on, we can build cars. I'm sure it says in there at some point. So we've got 18 official FIA World Rally Championship locations. Interesting to see if it's got UK. I mean, the UK round has been a bedrock of every single Colin McRae Dirt Rally game going, but the UK doesn't have a WRC round anymore. I'll be interested to see if it's in there. Over 600 kilometres of unforgiving asphalt. I'm going to get the calculator for this. 600 kilometres over 18 rallies. So that's 33 kilometres per rally on average. Is that a lot? I'm not too sure. The previous Dirt Rally, it used to have like 3 locations, which it then split into half stages and then reverse the stage. So you got a lot of content, but it was actually only 3 rally stages of so long in length. I don't know what the rally lengths were, so that might be generous. I'm not too sure. Game also boasts 10 current WRC, WRC2 and Junior WRC cars. Now there is only, is it 3 WRC manufacturers at the moment? So you got the Ford Puma, you got the Hyundai, and the Toyota Yaris. So we've got 7 other cars. There will be offshoots of the junior versions of those cars, I'm sure, and 68 of the most iconic rally cars spanning 60 years of the sport. Now I've not seen a list of what the cars are yet. You're going to have Group B in there, you're going to have Group A. So Group B, if you're unfamiliar, will be the Peugeot 205s, the Audi Quattro, Lancia Delta S4, and the RS200, and my own personal favourite, which is the MG Metro. You're going to have the cars that replace that, which will be Group A. So you'll have Lancia Deltas, you'll have Group Ns, which are Subaru Imprezas and Mitsubishi Lancers. We'll also have, I'm hoping, Group B 2-wheel drive class, so the Lancia 037 cars of that era. Then you have Lancia Stratos going further back, Alpines, Ford Escorts we've seen in there. Hopefully we'll have things, earlier Lancias, Opals, that sort of thing. 68 is quite generous, I think. I'll have a look through the what Dirt Rally 2 has. I mean, that had a lot of cars and a lot of different liveries. I'm hoping they're not putting different liveries in that 68. That will be a little bit rude. So spanning 60 years of the sport. 60 years, what's that? 1963. So we're going back. It'd be nice to have something like the Saabs and things like that. Cars that haven't been modelled in any of the games. Working together with the official WRC teams, blah blah blah. Hybrid, so it's the hybrid 4-wheel drive rally cars, fastest. And that's true. They are. Everyone thinks Group B's are the fastest cars, but they're simply not. The modern stuff are absolute rocket ships. They really are. Help with various drivers. So they have had input from. Does it actually say which drivers they were? No, it doesn't actually say who the actual drivers that have helped them out are. Introduction of Builder fulfills the dreams of those longing to build their own modern era rally cars. Select the chassis, body shells and all important mechanical parts before customizing the interior and exterior. Finally personalizing with the livery editor. Okay, right, so is that modern cars only? Older cars? I hope it's older cars as well. No stage designer, although I know a lot of people want stage designer, but that can just clog things up. No mention of VR. Has anyone seen any mention of VR? I've not seen VR. VR was available on the previous version, at least on the first version. Made me throw up. I know people want it. I haven't got a current VR. I just couldn't deal with it. But that's going to upset a lot of people. Hopefully they're going to have a wide range of compatibility for the sim racers. This is my Fanatec that was compatible with all the previous games, and is pretty much compatible with everything. There's a lot more wheels that have been released since then, so hopefully there's greater compatibility. Anything else? So we've got EA brings together 32-player cross-platform multiplayer. It'll be interesting to see what they do. So we've still got the EA RaceNet. I mean, I'm still using that with my mates at the moment. It was offline for a little while, but it's still working. Right, so we've still got the clubs. We can still set up our own little rally championships. That's good. There's not a great deal of information there as to what cars, what the stage, what the rallies are. If they are the current World Rally Championships, then we can work those out. No information on Other race series, obviously it says about WRC, WRC2 and Junior WRC, but what about historic racing? What about Rallycross? Rallycross was a big part of the previous games. There's no mention of that on there. I mean, the FIA do run the World Rallycross Championship, but I don't see anything on there about World Rallycross. Interesting. Okay. The original Dirt Rally from 5-6 years ago, that had Pikes Peak. No mention of that. I know Sony have got the license for that. Still haven't done anything with it on their Gran Turismo games, but they do have the license for it, which is a shame because the original Dirt Rally game had a really, really good version of Pikes Peak, and I'm longing to go up that track again. No mention of that, so let's guess that that's not in there either. Alright then, so there's a lot of good things to take from this. There's also just a few things that we need to be a bit cautious of there, I think. So, graphics look decent, but they're always going to show the best looking graphics, aren't they? It's based on Unreal, which has been around for since God was a lad. Is it as graphically brilliant as it could be? Not sure. I shall wait to see the full release version. I'd like to have seen a bit more information on what the rallies are, what the cars are, but we haven't got that. I wait with excitement, and I will be downloading it, I'm sure, 3 days early. Not that I'll have time to play it 3 days early, but I shall download it, I shall give it a good thrashing, and I shall make a few more videos on the content as the game comes available. But I'm approaching this with cautious optimism. Provided EA have let Codemasters do what they used to do, I think we should be getting a good game. We are getting a game that's an evolution of Dirt Rally 2, not an evolution of Dirt Rally 5. Please. Dirt Rally 2 was a banging game, Dirt Rally 5 was not a banging game. As long as EA let Codemasters do what they need to do to give us a good game, and we've now got the WRC license, this should be a good game. Just expect to get your wallet out and spend a lot of money to make sure you get the full game. Okay. Right. Hope you've enjoyed the video. See you next time.